Hi everyone, today I'm going to be answering a bunch of your guys' questions that you guys have asked me in a bunch of my videos, and I'm just going to make a whole video giving you guys a look at my life and kind of a get to know me and a little chat. I made a little coffee, so I'm going to be having that. We could just sit down and hang out. But so first I just wanted to give you guys like a little background just about me. Like I've never done a Q&A with you guys, so I want you guys to get to know me. So I am 23 years old and I grew up in like a smaller town outside of Portland, Oregon. I pretty much grew up there my entire life. I moved around a little bit when I was younger, but I was too young to like know that. About 2-3 years ago, my parents moved to Spokane, Washington. So we lived there for a little bit, but I was in college, so I really wasn't there very much, only for holidays. And then just recently, like a couple months ago, my parents moved to Georgia, just outside of Atlanta, and like that's where we are now. We're kind of on spring break with my family, so we're here for about a week, and it's been so nice just being in the warm weather right now. But yeah, so I basically grew up outside of Portland in Oregon, and I went to college out in Massachusetts. I went to Gordon College and I got my degree in recreation, sport, and wellness with a sports study concentration and a minor in business. Basically my goal is to be a basketball coach. I played basketball my entire life, like pretty much as long as I can remember. I'd always go to my dad's like games where he was reffing, and I'd watch these random teams play all the time, but I just love the game of basketball. I even played in college. My senior year I was actually unable to play because I've had 4 knee surgeries, and it was just time to be done. So my coach actually allowed me to be like an undergraduate assistant coach for him, which was amazing, and I learned a lot through that, and it just like solidified my desire to be a basketball coach. However, with COVID and everything, it was really hard to find a job in the sports field because sports, like there's a lot of contact and a lot of the schools are shutting down and not having school, and so there wasn't very many jobs open. And so Garrett, actually my fiance, was able to find a job out in Massachusetts, and we kind of just took that and ran with it, and that's where we are now. We're outside of Boston in Mass, closer to Worcester. He like found a job. I like worked at a couple gyms at the very beginning, but they just like weren't really what I wanted to do. I really loved coaching, and so I found a job through care.com to be a full-time nanny, and I actually work for this family. I work 45 hours a week for a 4-year-old boy with autism, and he has also been going through a lot of hospital visits recently, so I'm just like caring for him, helping him learn, and just helping them through all of that, and just giving the family like a break. They work from home, but they're always on call, so they just needed to hire a nanny to help them. So I love my job now. I absolutely love it. I nannied and babysat throughout college, and it was the best job. Like I just know I'm meant to like work with people, work with kids, like whatever it may be, like teaching them, helping them learn. It's just like really what I enjoy. So that's where I'm at now. So another person had a question about just like our future plans. Garrett and I, we're currently engaged, and we're kind of currently job searching. I'm looking for coaching jobs because that's what I want to do. So I'm applying to those. And we know eventually we would love to move like down south, like maybe not as far as like Georgia, but like North Carolina, South Carolina, or like Virginia, just because we do love the warmer weather, and it's a lot cheaper to try to buy a home down there. So we're trying to figure that out. Someone also asked about animals, and we would love, like we're both animal people, we would love to have like a cat or a dog. We decided that we are probably going to get a dog like when we move into our first home, because that just makes more sense for us, especially right now. Like we live like at one of the top floors of our apartment building, so it's kind of unrealistic to have a dog right now, but that doesn't like rule out cats and kittens, and so we're just trying to figure it out right now. But we would absolutely love to have animals with us. So a lot of you guys asked about our current like wedding planning situation and COVID and all of that jazz. So I'll just start with like how Garrett proposed. I have like a full video on it. on my channel, so you guys should definitely check that out because I just love looking back and watching that video. But Garrett actually surprised me with a trip out to Stowe, Vermont, and we had the weekend there and it was so much fun. It was just the two of us, which I loved because it was just like our time together, like just kind of celebrating us. And he proposed at like the most beautiful waterfall there, and that's like one of my favorite things to do. Is like I grew up in Portland, so there was tons of hikes and waterfalls, and so he proposed there, and it's one of the happiest times. Like it's so cheesy, but I guess with like wedding planning, it's like really hard right now just trying to figure out what we want to do. And one, they're ridiculously expensive and I just can't justify like spending that much money on a wedding. But we're just trying to figure out exactly like what we want to do. Like ideally we wanted to get like married this summer. We were looking at a bunch of venues. I have like videos on that, but they were just kind of too expensive and we're not really sure. So we've even talked about like getting married in like the backyard here or like by the pool or something. So we're still trying to figure that out. But I'm not like I've never like pictured like a huge massive wedding. Like I would like to have like my friends and have like kind of the party and the dancing after like the like ceremony. So I wouldn't be opposed to like an intimate wedding. But I don't see us like going and having like a big venue, like having this whole thing. Like I don't know, that's just like I never envisioned that. So why would we want to spend money on that? Like I could see like if I was a person who just always wanted that big dream wedding, then yes, then it's worth it. But for us, and like Garrett's kind of just like along for it, like he never like envisioned like a huge wedding either. So we're just trying to figure that out now, but we're like also in no rush to like get married. Like we know we will. I guess like for Garrett, we met in college. Like he played baseball at Gordon and I played basketball. He like reached out to me and like we kind of just started talking, and he like asked me out on a couple dates. Garrett went to college to be an accountant, so he got a double major in business and accounting. So right now he's an accountant in their accounts payable at Cumberland Farms. So at their headquarters where our apartment is, they have like their big massive headquarters, and so that's what he's doing right now. And he's completely working from home and he actually really enjoys it. He's definitely more of like an introvert than I am. I would consider myself to be an introvert too, which you guys might not know that about me, but I definitely like my like quiet time, my alone time too. So he actually really enjoys working from home. So in the future, like if he's looking for a job, he would love to also work from home. Like he's not opposed to like 1, 2, 3 days like in the office, but he likes the flexibility of working from home as well. All right, and another question I got asked a lot about is just like my hobbies. So like I said, I'm a full-time nanny, but I also love working out, like staying active, like being outside. Like it just makes me so happy being out here today, like filming this video. I just get so much happiness from the sun. I'm definitely meant to be in a warmer weather climate, but I just love like staying active, and I think that's really important, and just like trying to live a healthy lifestyle too, with working out or eating healthy. And like we're still working on it. Like no one's perfect with like how they eat or like working out. Like we definitely have like ups and downs in those days, but I just find so much value and it makes me feel so much better too. And I also like with my coaching and playing basketball, like I just love like going to work out. I often try to do cardio. It's like hard with my knees sometimes, but I love lifting as well. It's one of my favorite things. And then like every Sunday pretty much I do yoga in the apartment, and it's just like so relaxing. I guess like plants would be like another hobby. I have like a bunch of plants in our apartment. We always, in like so many of our videos, like we're going plant shopping, we're going to like a different nursery or something like that. But I just like really enjoy like caring for them, and I just love like seeing them grow. Like I try to like get smaller plants and then I can see them grow rather than getting like the full blown like plant right away. So probably my favorite right now, I have a philodendron rojo, a Congo rojo, and it is just like beautiful. I also have like fiddle leaf and aloe and a bunch of like little succulents, but if you've seen like any of my videos, you could like see all of those. And then I guess like another hobby that I have is just like YouTube in general. Like I kind of started it like as a fun thing. I would always watch YouTube videos of like other people, and I just like thought to myself like, well, if they're like making YouTube videos about their like lives and like their vlogs, like my life is like kind of similar to that, so why not like share my life with you guys? And I actually have really enjoyed it. I love editing, I love like filming videos for you guys, I love talking to you guys, so always feel free to like comment below, because it just like I love like talking to you guys. And then another hobby, just because I kind of like lived in Portland, I guess pretty much, is just hiking. Like in Portland there's so many beautiful hikes and waterfalls, like so many different ones, and me and my friends, we'd always like try to go on like a hike or a waterfall trip, like almost like every weekend. Like senior year, that was like our thing, like we'd always go try to find new hikes, and that's just like part of like who I am too. Like I love being outside, like I talked about, like I love like being active and that kind of thing, so hiking and waterfalls is just perfect. And then with that, like I just love going on adventures. Like I love like having like day trips places or going somewhere on the weekends. Garrett and I haven't been on like too many like big vacations, I guess. I would love to like go overseas and go to Greece and like Santorini. Like I think that place is so beautiful. But I guess like that kind of ties into that another question that someone asked, like some of our favorite adventures or trips that we've taken. Garrett and I have actually road tripped about 5 times now. So we road tripped from Massachusetts to Spokane, Washington for the summer. Like Garrett came to stay with my family for a summer, and then we road tripped back, and on the way back we stopped at like Nashville. So that was one of my favorite places to go. Actually, it was just so different than so many places that I've been. We actually did that again when COVID hit, because I like stayed at Garrett's parents' house in New Hampshire for a little bit, and then we decided to stay with my parents for a while, and so we were road tripped back out. And then when Garrett got the job at Cumberland Farms, we decided to road trip back again. But it was a lot of driving, and it's a lot, but it was one of my favorite things. Helped us like bond more too, as cheesy as that is. Like you're in the car with someone for all of that time, but it's a lot of fun. And then we road trip down to Georgia here, and we'll road trip on the way back, but that's not as big as a road trip as our cross-country road trips. But I would love to like go on another one and kind of go through like Texas and Utah and like see a bunch of those states, because I think they would be so beautiful. And I'd love to like have a weekend trip to like somewhere in North Carolina or South Carolina and just like have time there. And someone asked what my favorite podcasts or YouTubers are. If you watched our last video, you know we were like obsessed with Crime Junkies podcast. I just love like crime and true crime. Honestly, it kind of freaks me out sometimes. Like I get really anxious, but I love like trying to solve the mystery with them. And that was one of my favorites. I don't really watch like a lot of podcasts, but we're trying to get into it more. And like with our road trip down here, we basically listened to Crime Junkies podcasts for like 9 hours straight. So like no joke. And it kept us completely entertained. So I highly recommend them. And for favorite YouTubers, I love watching Matt and Abby. They're like a couple here on YouTube. And Allison Bickerstaff, she was actually one of the people that I had watched, like kind of started during COVID, and she was one of the people that I realized like I could start a YouTube channel. Like honestly, I feel like our lives are like kind of similar. I know that's like kind of cheesy and everything, but she was kind of someone who like helped, in my eyes, like pushed me to actually start my channel. So I love watching her and Angie, and I love Mad Fit's workouts. Like those are my favorite YouTube workouts to do. Honestly, I love her dance workouts too. Like they get your blood pumping, and they're so much fun too, and they like go by so fast because it's like to your favorite songs. Like she has One Direction, Justin Bieber, 2010s, 2000 workouts. So I definitely look into her workouts. And then I also got a lot of questions about how I actually edit my YouTube videos. I am actually currently filming on my iPhone. So that is just what I film on, but my phone does 4K, which is really helpful. And that has pretty good quality. I would love to get a camera eventually, but I want to grow my channel a little bit more before I invest in a camera, which I would love to eventually, like I said, because I keep all of these videos on my phone and it just takes up a lot of space. So it'd be nice to have like a separate camera to film my videos on. And then I just use, everything's linked down below for like my stands and like kind of my selfie sticks and all of that stuff, so, and my tripods. So I'll link that down below for you guys. But for my computer, I have a MacBook that I've had like for 5 or 6 years now, and it's still going strong, and I just use the free iMovie on it. I think eventually I'll go to Final Cut Pro, like when I think I need to add like more editing styles and skills to my videos, but for right now iMovie is like perfect, and it was free. And for all my thumbnails and any extra edits, and like even on my Instagram, I use Canva, and I actually have Canva Pro for it, and it is the best. Like there's so many different designs, like for Instagram, for TikTok, for YouTube, and that's what I do, all my designs. So if you see like some fun designs like on my Instagram, that's pretty much what I use. And also you guys should go follow me on Instagram. It's Alisha Henderson. It's the same on Instagram and TikTok. But yeah, that's pretty much like how I edit my videos. And honestly, editing is like my favorite part of like filming. I just love like watching it all come together and like adding the music to it as well. So I hope you guys really enjoyed those videos as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little chat that we had this morning, and maybe enjoyed it with some coffee as well. But I hope this helped you guys get to know me, and if you do have any more questions or you want me to like elaborate on something, feel free to always ask questions in the comments, or even just message me directly on Instagram. I'm always good at getting back to you guys on that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got to know me a little bit more, and be sure to like and subscribe for more vlogs and lifestyle content. Bye guys.